Hey, fellow babies, welcome back to Pachter Factor Live. I'm talking fast. On SIFTD.net, we appreciate all of our Patreon patrons' patronage. So that's a triple P alliteration. And we appreciate our YouTube subscribers. If you are doing either of those, you are getting this pretty close to real time. If you are doing those things or not, either way, please try to remember to link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime account. If you do that, then Shane gets paid by Amazon. It's free. It costs you nothing. You're already paying for Amazon Prime. It's like feeling pity for them when you order groceries and they spend money to get those to you. So the big topic is Grand Theft Auto delayed. What does that mean? Why? What happened? Let's be real. I really like Strauss-Zelnick, so I want to start with the conspiracy theory, Strauss being a bad guy. He's not. And when I say I really like him, I've known Strauss since he was on the board at Blockbuster in 2005. I've known him since then. Between 2007 and 2011, Take-Two missed every game. They delayed everything. So Strauss came in April of 07, and they promptly delayed GTA 4, which was supposed to launch in fall of 07. It came out in April of 08. And, I can name a million games, but the last one they delayed was Max Payne 3, which was supposed to come out in 2011 and came out in 2012. And I remember speaking to Strauss then, and he said, "This is just ridiculous. Investors have to be able to count on management telling them what's going to happen. I am never going to miss a launch date again." Now, what that actually meant was Strauss was never going to tell the studios, crunch time, crunch time, crunch time, kill yourselves and get the games out. And there's a lot of stories back in the day for Midnight Club. The last one came out in 09. Massive crunch time. There was a Take-Two spouse that complained, and it was a big deal. And I think that the studios all decided, Rockstar primarily, we just can't do this to our people anymore. And Max Payne was a crunch time thing as well. So they just didn't announce games until they were sure. And that's been the practice ever since. They kind of missed with GTA 5 because it was announced on November 1st, 2011. And every GTA game has always been scheduled for 27 days before Thanksgiving. And Red Dead Redemption 2 came out 27 days before Thanksgiving. That's a Rockstar superstition. So in 2011, November 1st, 2011, everybody thought it must be coming, 27 days before Thanksgiving of 2012, and it didn't. It came out in September 2013. They never announced the date, so it didn't technically miss, but it missed. And that's kind of when you knew Rockstar was either not going to impose crunch or they just were never going to be satisfied with the final product. So, they went along for years, and we never heard about Red Dead Redemption until we did. They never announced it until they did, and then it came out on time. We never heard about GTA 6 until we did, and that was December of 23. And at the end of the trailer, all of you saw it, it said 2025, just the 4 digits, 2025. Didn't say a date, didn't say anything. No trailer since December of 23. Keep in mind that's 18 months ago. But Take-Two on their November earnings call said, confirming that GTA is coming fall 2025. Strauss would never have said that if Rockstar hadn't told him so. So they said to him in October, November of 24, we'll be done in a year. And then they repeated that in February this year of 25. They said coming fall 2025. So here we are. That was February. It's only, March, April, May, 3 months later, and they just delayed it to May 26, 2026. Why? Well, it's fair to say because they want to avoid crunch time. That's true. I'm sure that's right. Crunch time means they're working 60 to 70 to 80 hours a week for an extended period of time, not for a day or two, but for weeks, if not months. The Rockstar guys are pretty famous for having done that early on, and they really try to avoid it now. And so, sure, I believe crunch time contributed. I think that Sam Houser, who runs the studio, said, I can't get this game done in the fall. It just can't happen. And I think the decision to postpone it was because of that. But I think that once they decided to postpone, they decided to do more stuff. My guess is and this is just my experience with developers, they're never satisfied. They're never done. There has never been a game released where the developer said it's perfection, we couldn't have done any better. They always have ideas, and especially with Rockstar. Keep in mind that GTA 5 came out in September 2013. At the latest, they started working on GTA 6 in 2014. At the latest, whenever they got GTA Online really launched, which was end of 2013 and into 2014. So they've been working on this game for 11 years, and we're talking 1,000 people. Now that means they've spent 1.2 billion so far, probably more, and it also means the game is immense. My guess is Sennheiser looked at it and he's like, gee, I love all these missions, but the flow is wrong and we need to move stuff around and we need to stack things differently and we need to direct people in different ways and we need to change the language of the cutscenes. And that takes a year. And so that's what happened. I know for sure they were voice casting in spring, in January, February. I know that they were. So they were really on the final legs. And now with another year to go, actually almost 13 months to May 26th, they're gonna do more stuff with this game. Does that mean a year more development? Well, yes, but 6 months of it was planned anyway. The other 6 months, let's say 2 or 3 months of that extra 6 months is avoiding crunch. And 2 or 3 months of that 6 months is real polish to get the game absolutely flawless. The bad news is it pushes the game outside of Take-Two's fiscal year. And so, here's Take-Two. This happened in 2011 as well. They said, calendar year 2012, which for them is fiscal 2013, and it's March. So their year beginning April 1st, 2012, ending March 31st, 2013, they had said that's going to be a huge year, and then GTA didn't come out that year, and it wasn't a huge year. Earnings and revenues were down. They have been saying repeatedly, we're going to have a really big fiscal 26. That's the year that started April 1st this year and ends March 31st, 26. Guess what? They're not, because GTA got pushed into May, which is the next fiscal year. So Take-Two repeated today, we think we can grow this year and next. Well, no kidding. They're going to grow the next year because they got GTA. I had estimates of, again, round numbers, around $8 this year and $8.50 next year. Now I'm at like 3 something of under 4 and over 12, the next year. When you add it all together, it's the same $16.50 I thought they're going to earn. So what does that tell you? It doesn't really change anything. So the difference between GTA launching in fall of 25 or spring of 26 is they're going to sell exactly the same number of units for exactly the same amount of money. They're just going to get the money a little later. So let's pretend, just nice, easy numbers, the profit on all that is $2 billion. And I'm saying this because I can do this math in my head. The cost of delaying that 6 months, at worst, let's say they could have earned 10% on that $2 billion for a year. So 6 months is 5%. It costs them $100 million, period. It's important. It's a lot of money. It would change my life if I had $100 million. But in the scheme of, Take-Two stock that's trading at $35 billion, who cares? Like it just doesn't make a huge difference at all. And so, realistically, the stock should be down 2, 3, 4, 5%. I think the reason the stock dropped more than that at the beginning of the day today is because people said, well, if they slip this, they could slip everything. Maybe no more NBA game, or maybe their mobile games are all going to fail. I mean, obviously, we can't trust them. Did Strauss do something nefarious? Did he always know? And he was like gonna, lie to investors. I can tell you, because I know the guy, that is not him. He has never sold a share of Take-Two stock, as far as I know. And if he has, it's to pay taxes. He never has profited from selling Take-Two shares. He's been holding his stock since 2007. And I think this crushed him. I mean, I don't think Rockstar lied or pulled a fast one on him. I think Rockstar guys came to him and said, we can't do it. Like we thought we could, and we can't. Okay, that just happens. And I think in the scheme of things, as Strauss looks at, what's the real cost of this, waiting a few more months, it's $100 million. What's the cost of rushing it out? You lose key people. they might release a game that's not perfect, and maybe you lose more than 100 million in sales. So you make that trade-off. Am I willing to wait for my money because it's going to be phenomenal? Yes, you do wait. What's the impact on everybody else? Well, if I'm EA and I got Battlefield coming out, I'm loving this because I know Battlefield gets its own window. Obviously, it competes with Call of Duty, but it's not going to compete with Grand Theft Auto. If I'm Nintendo, I'm loving this because instead of people paying $100 a copy for GTA in the fall, they're going to buy Mario Kart for 80. If I'm Gearbox, I'm loving this because I get Borderlands out and I've got that window to myself. So, everybody who has any kind of game that is competed for wallet share, I mean, obviously all games are different, but they don't compete directly. But they're all happy that GTA gets pushed out. And the cool thing about May is it's kind of its own little window. Like, there's not much else coming out then. On the back end, I think that the delay doesn't change when the PC version comes out. So I still think PC version fall of 26. I think there's no reason to delay it. They could if they just are killing it with the console version. I think from a Take-Two perspective, they're going to sell more units, by waiting 6 months because there will be that many more PlayStations and Xboxes, but not 20 million more, but 5 million more. So more people who can buy it. I do think that the news we heard, Microsoft's going to charge $80 for games. Nintendo clearly is charging $80 for Mario Kart. I think that cements that GTA is going to be more than $80, and it should be more than $80. Before I had thought they would charge $100 for a premium edition. I kind of think 100 is the new normal. I think that game, they're going to say, we spent $1.2 billion making this game, and it's worth $100, and if you don't like it, don't buy it. And so I frankly think that you're going to see that as well. So upshot of that is you're going to have to find something else to do this fall other than play GTA. I think the good news for people who are into the product is GTA Online has that much more time to integrate into the game. And so I think you'll probably see some GTA 6 like experiences in GTA Online. I think they can tease content by releasing it through GTA Online and giving you missions that are kind of taking you to Miami or Colombia or wherever GTA 6 is going to be set. But again, I don't think there was anything nefarious about this. I think this is the Rockstar guys are trying to make the best game in the history of games. And I think that they concluded if they push it out in October, November, it wouldn't be the best game ever. And if they get until May, it will be. And I think Strauss made the right decision as a steward of his shareholders' money, that he's going to do what's right by shareholders and make sure that they maximize profit. So it's a profit deal. I think they did the right thing. I'm sorry to gamers that you're not going to have it to play this fall. Especially if you're impacted by tariffs and you're going to end up losing your job because of it. You're going to have to play something else while you wait for GTA. But I think the other bad news is the tariff stuff's probably going to end by May of 26. And so we'll all be back working when GTA comes out. It'll piss us off because we have no time to play the game. That's it. I really appreciate any of you who are Patreon patrons or YouTube subscribers. You are keeping Shane supplied with macaroni and cheese so he can stay alive and live to do another one of these. If you are doing those things or not, please try to remember to link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime account. You got to redo that once a month. If you haven't done it in a while, please check the instructions in the show description below and get your accounts linked. You do that, it's free for you. You've already paid for Amazon Prime. Amazon pays Shane $2.50 a month every time you link that. Another ka-ching to Shane. So stick it to Amazon. They need it. They don't need your money. They've already got your money. Have them share some of your money with Shane. It's a freebie. You're helping us out. And again, if you're a patron or a subscriber, we very much appreciate that. I will see you guys on Pachter Factor Live next week. Thank you, my fellow babies. Have a great weekend.